I feel that, man. It's about what's going to be most beneficial, right? For
I
me,
think,
that's like a main fucking outlet where I'm able to be like, test out fucking styles, test out demographics, see what people gravitate towards, and then just kind of like it's all been about the community, man. Honestly, in the last like 2 3 years, having um dipped my toe and being welcomed into the Montreal community, man, like holy fuck, man, I've seen some of the best fucking results from not even just people connecting with me through the music, but just like I don't even know how to put it. Like it's just developed a lot more, man. Montreal showed me so much fucking love and like, goddamn, man. Shout outs to you guys because that gave me an entirely new perspective on how to like approach the music and how to try to connect with people and how to put it out there and all these things, man. Like fuck.
yeah, that's like dope. Yo, elaborate on that. Nobody says that. Elaborate.
I just mean, bro, since I have like when I hit you up originally when my homie Archaic he got an album review done by you, and I saw that shit, and I watched the entire thing, and I was like, dude, I really like how this guy breaks this shit down. I like the way like it's not one of those like 10 minute, really quick fucking we just blast through the review of an album. Like he really sits there and gets down to it, right? That's the complete opposite of like how a lot of these other review types do it. And I was like, I need to figure out a way to get this guy to break down my music because it's a perspective I respect. And ever since that, when I hit you up to do that first review of the Animal Mother EP, and we've sort of connected on it, and then you started doing this contest, and then I've linked up with so many other artists and people who are part of that entire local scene. I'm like, man, like just it's all evolved on my side of things now. So shout outs to Montreal, big time, man. Like you guys do it right over there. It's got that real community vibe that I really wish
Yo, that is
they could just put a
wild to
little.
hear. I wish more people would hear what you're saying. I would say that maybe you've tapped into some of the shit I'm doing, and there are other people like 514 Online Mix and people who have done it. But yeah, we're still like in a super infancy stage, learning how to like play nice with each other. But I'm saying we're learning. Like I'm saying like, yo, like in the last year, I've watched a lot of people's attitudes change. A lot of people have gotten humbler.
Right.
A lot of the young people have stepped the fuck up and said, "Hi, we're on Instagram." And then a lot of us went to Instagram and saw them and said, "Oh, say word, we were not on Instagram." And it was like, I guess a lot of us had like a humility check up, and then a lot of us got old, and now we're like trying to reshape
Happens.
it. We're trying to reshape shit. I find like the millennial era is like figuring its shit out. Everyone's like figuring their shit out, but we are, if you are like blessed in a place where like we can just rent a speaker for $50 and then walk into a park and do a performance tomorrow, like it is, we
It's
can
pretty
do
dope.
that, and then there's
Yeah.
actually enough foot traffic there to justify the endeavor, and no one's gonna call the cops on us if we don't say fuck a lot. So like, I can't promise that that's a viable strategy everywhere. It is maybe a privilege of where the fuck I'm at, but like, so we're trying to make it community out of a lot of these things, and there's a lot of people trying because, like, honestly, it hasn't necessarily been as strong as I would love to have seen it. And myself, I used to be that negative, nearly hater that was not participating in the scene the way I should have. That's kind of why I'm so like Team Montreal. Is almost like
Right.
a compensation for my shittier old self, like I'm a
Right, right,
overcompensate
right,
kind of
right,
guy. And then I
right.
realized there's so much rich culture. Like, yeah, but if you ever came through, man, I'm sure people here would show you love just on the sounds that you fuck with and what you do. Like, I
Right
mean,
on. Well, I know already. That's the thing. I already know without a doubt if I came through, man. I already got people that showed me bad love, right? When we do connect, I'm hoping by next summer, plan some events out there and make appearances, man. Now that this year is going to see the release of a lot of music that I'm proud of, and we're actually going to be pushing, and it's something we can get up on stage and do.
how do
Then
you
it's something
plan on
mad
pushing
love.
your music in this era?
Honestly, man, it falls into two categories for me. How do you push it? There's the what you need to be doing and the stuff that's super traditional, right? For instance, you know, you interact with the people, whatever kind of fan base you have. A lot of people say you try to make like an email list, right? So you always have people who have essentially accepted to be part of whatever release you make. You send me an email about it, like a heads up, all this stuff. There's traditional stuff you do, like Obviously, you make your little promo images. You hit up the Instagram. You do a little bit, little preview clips if an album's coming out. You got to show people teasers and stuff like that. And well, for instance, advertising that's paid, right? This is stuff that a lot of people don't do. They're like, oh, I'll just post in forums or I'll post on whatever, and then it'll eventually blow up. No, you got to do targeted advertising, even if it's, you know, in the under 100 budget, man. You can still pay to use Facebook. You can use Instagram. Like, people use this stuff for advertising, and once in a while, you might hit exactly the kind of person that hears your music and goes, holy shit, that's what I fucking been looking for, and that's what has been missing in my the music I listen to. The second category, though, is where it really comes down to like creative, never done before shit that you, if you read and really research your favorite artists or people who have gotten on, a lot of them have some cool little story where they did a promotional scheme or something like any, you know what I mean? That like people are like, holy crap, like who thought to do stuff like that, right? You know, just like this crazy like it was maybe a really grassroots thing where like they went up on top of a fucking local establishment and did the first like rooftop concert. They got a lot of people there. Like what I can think of off the top of my head, but that's a little bit more like industry, is when Prince was I think doing the I can't remember the name of the album, but he was packaging ticket sales with the album, and anytime anybody bought a ticket to his like most recent tour, they got a copy of the album, and that fucking blasted his sales technically into like a way higher bracket. Just those interesting ways that people flip the norm of the industry. Yeah, there's stuff like that. Those are the two categories really for me. There's the standardized parts of like doing your due diligence in social media and advertising and making clips and promo stuff.
I was like,
second category,
I like to pretend like I don't pay for advertising, but your YouTube channel is a great example of how I pay for advertising.
Okay, exactly, right?
I
Because
like
it's
to
got
pretend like I don't.
8 entries for Bridge of the Gap.
Yeah, I mean,
all your socials are on there because I do my work when I'm crediting everybody. Everything's in there. All the producers.
Y'all
stuff,
shout me out a whole bunch, and then like, why, yo, a year from now, imagine how easy it's gonna be to push Bridge the Gap merch.
Exactly. So see, this is a great example of what I'm talking about. Of not necessarily never been done before, but you have to take that extra step and think, okay, I gotta.
Yeah, because I'm like so anti Facebook ads unless you're selling tickets or merch personally. But that's me.
Okay.
I mean, I work in.
I can see that because I've never clicked on any of those music ads on Facebook. So that's
well, I mean, it's like, check it. Companies put 5-figure, 6-figure budgets into the same ad space you're competing for, even with targeted ads, because you're being. Shut up, Max, with the follow. So you're being like targeted, in my opinion, by like, yo, because you might be targeted as like a sports enthusiast by a company with a much bigger budget than the hip hop guy targeting you. And regardless of keyword rates, I don't actually know. I don't go that deep into paid. It's never been my interest. I'm mad into SEO organic. Now organic is slow, so most people don't want it. But I don't know. It's good. Like for brand reputation, if you can come up with crazy organic moves, that's when people talk about you. So I'm all with the alternate shit. And yo, the second I have shit to sell, I'm all about that paid shit. But I didn't really do a lot with sales in my career. I'm more into the subscription shits and like, you know, I don't even push that heavy. So like maybe I would do a paid ad to push the Patreon. I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but like that would be like an example of where I would prioritize doing a paid ad, because then if I put in $100 and you know I get X number of subscriptions, it's like to me it makes more sense. Now branding, but again, I'm also like, sometimes I say this shit, but like, yo, I have a very clearly defined brand. I have a very huge plan and process. I have multiple things I'm pushing, and I have multiple albums out. Sometimes I forget that not everybody's at that point in their career. So maybe the advice I offer here should be taken with a huge grain of salt, that this is where the fuck I'm at with my career, and I understand that not everybody's at that place with their career, and maybe the moves have to be different at that point.
Right.